actually.
Yeah.
So what would be the most surprising thing you learned about innovation from your years of experience?
Well, it kind of connects to what I just said about the enthusiasm and the energy you sometimes feel in the group. And one of the most surprising things is, I think, when you have that workshop and bring people together, and then all of a sudden you find out that I distinctly remember a workshop where I heard people talk to each other. They were working on a kind of a customer journey, and they literally said to each other, "We have been working together for a number of years, but we actually have never sat in the same room talking about how we see our mutual process." They came from two different organizations, but they had to, literally in the patient journey, they had to work next to each other in the steps of the whole process. So they were using telephone and email and fax and whatnot to communicate and work, but they were never in the same room. So when I heard that was really something that I thought, okay, by bringing people together in the same room and using these type of common language tool sets, that helps people vocalize what they are subconsciously not aware of, and then that tool set helps them to come together in a mutual problem that they can solve together.
Right. So they have the same language because they're using the same tool sets, and they have the agreement of what they're thinking. Sometimes they need to discuss it. It's not like they picture it and they all agree that this is it. But the fact that they are discussing what could be or should be in this process and this solution, whatever, is what we need to achieve. So that's what is more the organizational side and not the business side of doing these kinds of workshops. Although innovation is, you know, like everybody knows about the workshop, which is like the fun part. But innovation is much, much hard work than just doing the peak of the fun part. It's much more like doing things together and thinking together in the sense of what could we do, what should we do, how could we do it, and then really creating something together. It's not only thinking and strategy. It's like creating something together. And if you bring the power of academia and the knowledge they have in academia, and the power of really executing from startups, and maybe the point of view of a government, you could create something which is much more powerful if they were each one in his side. So startups have their own advantages and disadvantages, but they could merge together and think together, which is, I think, it's kind of magic to think about. Like people are joining forces.